if 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 being 0-2, 0-3 or 0-4 means John Harbaugh gets up out of here, then if that's what it takes, I'm for it. We cannot continue to have him at the helm anymore. You just can't. He is a moron. I'm so sick of his moronic face. You've lost to Gardner Minshew at home 2 years in a row. You're 0-2. You play the Cowboys and the Bills next. You could be 0-4. And like I said, if that's what it takes for him to get up out of here, get him up out of here, man. The game management is absolutely atrocious. You've got to be one of the worst, if not the worst game manager I have ever seen. You blew your timeouts, so you didn't have any later. And both of the calls were clearly obvious and shouldn't have been challenged. The first challenge, you didn't even want to challenge it, but you're so stupid. The fans saw it on the Jumbotron and were encouraging you to challenge it, so then you throw the flag. You gonna listen to the fans, or you gonna make your own decisions, John? And the call, I'm like, why are you challenging that? You can see it was a bad challenge. You wasted it. Your teams are never ready and prepared when they should be. The discipline is horrendous. We had another illegal formation. Nothing tells you to put another defender on Devontae Adams. Why don't that? All they're throwing to is Devontae Adams. Why don't you put somebody else over there, double him or something? Terrible in-game management, terrible situational awareness, and terrible adjustment making. Just terrible. You're wasting all this talent. The defense has to do better, but was it some questionable calls? Yeah, sure, but I don't like to blame the refs, man. I don't like to blame the refs because it should never come down to, you shouldn't even be in the position where you have to rely on the refs helping you out. You should be handling your business and doing what you have to do so the refs are not a factor. Lamar balled out, but the O-line is terrible. And I blame EDC, and fuck you, EDC, for letting 3 guys walk and replacing them with guys who aren't proven. You're not proven. Voorhees ain't proven. Falele sucks. He's so slow. McCarry at right tackle, you know what? So McCarry's in, he's getting beat. They go with Rosengarten, who looked okay, but then you take him out. You didn't use the running back that you paid to come in. You didn't use him until the second half. Settling for field goals when you should have had some touchdowns. It's terrible. There's no way you're already 0-1 and allow the Raiders to come into Baltimore and beat you in your home opener. I don't want to hear it was on the DC. I don't want to hear it was on the refs. You are the head coach. It is up to you to have your team ready to go. It is up to you to have your coaching staff on point. It all falls on you, John. It's time to go. You're done. You're done here. You're done, son. Got to get up out of here, John. I don't understand how are you a head coach, bro? Like, you're so... He is a moron. I hope that this means that this is the beginning of the end for John Harbaugh. Your contract's up after this year. You cannot re-sign him unless he wins a Super Bowl, which absolutely is not going to happen. He got to go. I don't know who you replace him with. That's the lamest excuse. I don't want to hear it. When we fired in 2007 with Brian Billick, we fired him. We replaced him with Harbaugh. You go. It's called a process. You interview the guys, and you find the right guy. You find a breath of fresh air. But right now, that breath of fresh air is not John. His message is stale. His message is worn out. Nobody wants to hear what you're talking about anymore, John. And, you know, Justice Hill continuing to share reps. I don't get this. Monken, you can go too, honestly. I'm not impressed by your offense, your pass-happy offense. Oh, let's run the ball on 3rd and 12 and throw it when it's only 2nd and 2. You start running the ball and it works, and then you get away from it. You run it with Henry with a gash of 10 yards, and then you drop back to pass the next play. Who cares if they know you're running it? Run that bitch again until they stop it. You should be coming out. Pat Ricard at fullback. Project Pat should lead the way and pave the way for Derrick Henry. And that should be the recipe at least 20 times a game. 20 to 25 times a game. That should be the formula until, like I said last week, until they tap out. Damn, coach, I don't want no more. Those two are a load. Like, you know, Harbaugh says, it's not just Derrick Henry. It's Nelly, it's Zay, it's Bateman, it's Andrew. Oh, we know that. But in the running game, it should be Derrick Henry. A lot of Derrick Henry. Justice Hill should be used here and there. But you're sharing the reps with the guy like, you know. I'm not going to say I said so, but I said so. I told the fan base. I said this years ago. I said he's got to go. And they fought and they defended him and told me I was wrong. And now all of them are saying the same thing. Man, he got to go. You think? Do you think? Because I told y'all this shit. I said this in 2018 that he should have been out of there. Especially after 2019 loss to the Titans. I was kind of really over Harbaugh. You know, every time we bring in a guy from the outside who's not one of his boys, we win. But when he's got somebody who his boys there, the nepotism shit, it don't end well. You know, I think back to when we got Todd Monken, and they said it was going to be this all new crazy offense. First of all, that's not even who we are. We are a simple run the football, make some plays here and there in the passing game, and play defense. What happened to those Ravens? What happened to those Ravens? But instead, we got to deal with this ratio of run pass, where this high flying act really, because all you could get was field goals today. So that shit really ain't working well. If the fans know, how do you not know, John? How do you not understand? Like, I don't care that they're your OCs, bro. You wear the headset and you're in charge of asking them, what are you doing? What are you doing? I want to do this, this, and this. And that's what I want to see. No, I let Todd handle it. I'm so over it. So over it. So over it. The day we get a new guy, I will pop the fucking champagne. I will run outside and do a dance in the street. It's how are you an NFL coach? because all you've done is ride the coattails of Hall of Famers. And when you really had to coach, you get constantly out-coached. You got out-coached by Andy Reid on Thursday night. You got out-coached by Suge today, Antonio Pierce. Next week, you probably might get out-coached by Mike McCarthy, because right now, I believe that even he is smarter than you. But you think you're the smartest man in the room when you're really an idiot. The Bills, their head coach is better than you. He's going to outcoach you too. Your coordinator saved you. Lamar saved you. I'm tired of people saving this man and making excuses. No more. John must go. John has to go. And I hope the fan base sees it now and understands it now. Okay? John got to go. You got to get up out of there, bro. It's time. It's been time. I really don't know what else anybody needs to see at this point. That game should have explained it all. But on to week 3, it's do or die now. We desperate. And I don't like a desperate John Harbaugh, because he's going to make even more idiotic moves. Because he will panic. So this may be the season where, you know, it all falls apart for the Ravens. And that could be a good thing. Not for the season, but for the long run. That, you know, that could be a good thing. And, you know, even the kicker is suffering from that shit, because he ain't so automatic anymore, Justin Tucker. 1 for 7 from 50 yards out or more, I think, since last year. And we could have used that, you know, we could have used that field goal. But that's beyond the point. It should never come down to that. It's all about John and him being an idiot. And that's really all I have to say about week 2. Fuck you, John. Fuck you, EDC. Fuck you, Stevie B. I'm out.